What are you drinking?
It's whiskey and cranberry juice.
I was like, girls got the cran vodka going. Okay, I see you,
Mhm.
19-year-old. Okay.
Never vodka in this house.
What type of cranberry juice?
I think it's cran mango.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
I'll just buy one to try. I've tried like the white strawberry, the cran cherry, the cran apple. I just run the gambit, and I mean they all mix well with whiskey, so that's my drink.
Well, welcome to LLPNN. It is Monday, January 5th. So remember, we are now recording 2 episodes a week. They're recorded the same day. We will be wearing the same outfits. LLPN is when we tackle 6 news topics from the previous week, and then we have our segment show where we go over those segments. So we do 6 segments today, or 6 topics today, and they're gonna be about 3 minutes each. So if you're into current events and things like that, this is the show for you. Corinne, I believe you have the first question. I'm Joey, by the way.
I'm current, and what he meant to say was not LLPN, LLPNN, Long Lost Pals News Network.
I
Just
only
had
say
to.
one N.
Okay, yeah, you said one.
Almost Pals News. Yeah, not as cool. News
News,
Network.
yeah, News Network is a lot fresher. All right. Playoffs. NFL playoffs are here. How you feeling? Both of your teams are in, Niners and Texans. Mine, Steelers by our chinny chin chin. How are you feeling?
I am like I hate to be the I'm happy to be here guy with the Niners, but I'm not happy to be here, guys. So many injuries this year, so just the fact that they made it, but that loss, I didn't even watch on Saturday. So we were at some friend's house, had it recorded for later, and then I got a text message from my buddy. It was like, "Is Joey watching this game?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a bad text message to receive." So I checked the score. I was like, "Yeah, I don't need to watch this shit." So they went from having home field advantage all the way to the Super Bowl, which is also in their home stadium, to now playing the Eagles. Not an ideal drawing, but like I said, the fact that they're even in the playoffs, I'm not mad at it. Do I feel super confident against the Eagles? Not necessarily. But then we have our matchup, which is the Texans versus the Steelers. I mean, I feel as long as CJ keeps it together, I feel like Texans have as good a chance as anybody to win the whole thing this year. As long as their offense plays halfway decent, do you think the Steelers have a shot?
No, I don't think that we do. Only because we really haven't mastered the consistency that you need to be a football team. One side is always playing better than the other side. It's very rare to have the Tomlinism, complimentary football throughout. We've really struggled this season. I'm just happy to be here. The one thing that I will comment on is all the goalposts that have been shifting, which is like, haha, but as far as the Ravens game, but it's like, okay, everybody talk shit. We had Aaron Rodgers. Oh, y'all are gonna stick it up this season. Tom is gonna have his first losing season, 10-7. Oh, you guys are never gonna take the division. Took the division. Oh, you guys are never gonna make playoffs. Made the playoffs. And now it's, oh, you guys are gonna get knocked out first round. We weren't even supposed to be making it this far, guys. Like we beat the Ravens without DK Metcalf, without our best tight end, without a young quarterback. We have a 42-year-old quarterback. And let me also remind everybody, we swept the fucking Ravens this year. So fuck everybody who's, oh, hey, y'all will by a fluke. We beat them twice. We beat the shit out of them. Fuck y'all and them. As far as the Texans, y'all's defense,
And I feel like this is a weird one because normally I feel like we should place some kind of friendly wager, but I feel like you don't. I feel like I can't speak for you, but I feel like you don't mind the Texans doing well. It's not your team, but I feel like you don't mind them doing well because you're from Houston.
I
I
don't.
have no real beef with the Steelers. So, I mean, maybe we'll come up with some friendly wager outside of this. Overall, this is the most excited for the playoffs I've been in years. Like, I apologize to my wife in advance. I'm gonna want to watch a lot of these games just because it's literally anybody's ball game besides Carolina and besides a few other teams, but mostly anybody has a chance. So I'm really excited to watch this. And like we said before, if you're gonna win, this is the year to do it.
Yep. We should come. I mean, next we've already talked about our next recording for Long Lost Pals. It will be Tuesday. So it will be following our meeting and the first round of playoffs. So maybe I think that we should just do like a whole playoffs, maybe, or maybe like half playoffs, have something else, but for the next news update. I'll let you go though.
All right. If you are wondering ever what you need to achieve the incredible physique that your president has, Never fear, his McDonald's order has resurfaced. So I guess some dude was on the campaign trail with him back in 2024, and on a local podcast, he said the funniest part was his McDonald's order. So I guess your boy is taking down a Big Mac, a quarter pounder, a fillet of fish, a large fries, and then sometimes he's washing that all down with a milkshake. And supposedly he combines some of the sandwiches together. Are you going to start your Donald Trump diet?
First of all, I was already on that diet in college, except that it was Taco Bell instead of McDonald's. I stopped eating like that when I was 22 years old. This, I don't know how he's still here. He's built like all of the food he eats, so it's fucking fitting. I don't, I'm counting down the wind. Like, what, why, how is he still alive? Whose youth is he sucking from besides all of ours to fucking keep going? Because there's no way that his cholesterol isn't 4 digits and he's still in the office by the summer. I'm not understanding.
His heart's definitely looking like the Grinch's. Leho is like barely, it's super small and is like held together by paper clips. Like there's no way this man is doing well physically. Like that is a lot of food. I feel like my eating prime was probably in high school. I was a growing boy. I used to be able to eat a lot of stuff without feeling the ill effects. And in my McDonald's prime, I was going hot and spicy. I was going double cheeseburger, which are small sandwiches compared to these ones that he's getting. He's getting all the big boys. And then I would get some fries, but it'd be the value fries. You know, this fool's getting large fries. And then I might, if I was feeling a little frisky, maybe I had $4 instead of three. I would get those sweaty bills out of my shoe, and I maybe get an ice cream sundae or apple pie. This fool here, man, that's a lot of shit. You add an extra, like another extra sandwich to that, and that boy's not a growing boy, and he's not burning calories. This is why I was hooping all day in the summer, burning and sweating all day. So I had a lot of calories I had to get back. This fool ain't doing shit. He said exercising is boring. Like,
He ain't even picking up his own golf ball and putting it on the fucking tee. How's he still kicking at 80? It's a fucking it's a nightmare. I was about to say it's a miracle. It's a fucking nightmare upon the goddamn country that this man is still alive.
this motherfucker's a RIP. He's putting Moreland Spurlock to shame. He's on the supersize me diet. Like, goddamn, like this shit here. You know his heart is like they do he goes to get the stethoscope on him. He's like doom 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 doom. This fool also was like saying like as somebody who falls asleep regularly and is like, no, I'm not falling asleep. He's trying to pull that number on us. He said, no, it's relaxing for me to close my eyes during meetings. Bitch, what?
Boy, we got you in 4K.
Come on,
Nah,
man. And he said, yeah,
nah,
he said
man.
treadmills and things like that are boring. So exercising is just not for him.
Uh,
Timer's ticking like his heart, I'm sure.
Stranger Things is over. Ended what last week?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah. How do you feel about the finale? How do you feel about the whole season as a ending?
I'm so sad, man. We talked about it being perfect, though, like the season. It was a great finale. I thought. My one complaint, if I want to be nitpicky, because is it was a 2 hour episode, right? Which I enjoyed. I didn't like, and I was talking to somebody about this, and he mentioned a good point. I feel like they made it too easy. Like like once they all assembled and had their plan, they beat the Mind Flayer. Is it Mind Flayer? Yeah, they beat the Mind Flayer and Vecna
No.
what felt like fairly easily. I know it required a lot of power, a lot of teamwork, and then there was just an extra hour to like wrap things up. I would have preferred it be like an hour and 15 of fighting, an hour and 30 of fighting, 30-minute wrap up. But I think the final scene itself was perfect. That made me very emotional when he's talking about, the characters. He was speaking like the characters that they play
Uh-huh.
in D&D,
Talking about
and
the yeah,
and
how
it kind of
L's 11 spoilers ahead. Talking about Eleven's like secret mission to get out of there. Yeah.
showed like their lives, what their lives are gonna be like and
Oh
shit
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that. Like that shit was dope. Them putting up the binders and shit at the end, like that
That
shit
was
had me a
cool.
little emotional. Dez cried like 3 times. I was almost there a handful of times, but and I usually don't like endings that you have to make your own interpretation or decide what
Yeah.
you think, but this one was perfect in that regard. So, what did you think overall?
I thought it was good too. I was actually surprised to see all the hate for it. A whole
Was there
bunch of
hate? I haven't looked
people.
up anything.
Yeah, a lot of hate. A lot of people didn't like it. I think overall the final season still has like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think they wanted a little bit more resolution as far as a definitive ending, number one. Apparently people wanted to see a lot of the main characters die or they were expecting to see it. I'm like, y'all have gotten too into the Game of Thrones of it all. I love it when everything gets tidied up nice with a fucking bow on it. Everybody lives happy. I love that ending. Look, baby, I watched 16 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. I know what it feels like to have my favorites die every other episode. I don't need that. I don't need that.
Kind of glad they don't. None of them died.
Yeah, I was like, I thought that Hopper was gonna die. He was doing a lot of foreshadowing through the season to allude that he was like on a crash dummy mission. I'll die for this girl. I'll die for this mission. I'll die for everything.
Respected.
So yeah, and I was like, bet I'm peeping all of the signs, but he didn't end up dying. I was like, well, I guess he gets his happy ending, and everybody gets to live happily ever after. But I wasn't disappointed by that. I was like, cool,
I
not
kind of
mad.
like that. I was, I
Yeah,
was, I
I
was, I
like
was,
it.
I was happy with that. You need that sometimes, and I
Yeah,
like that
it's a
him and Joyce.
House of Dragon is coming out in a couple months, baby. I'll save my heartstrings for all that devastating death and destruction.
My only question though, they're all supposed to be like nerdy, and they made it seem like only Dustin went to college. I'm like, God damn, are y'all just like the nerds that like did this whole like fighting otherworldly shit? Y'all just stopped going to school or something? Because like they made it seem
Yeah,
like Lucas just hanging out with Max in hometown.
yeah,
Mike's just becoming a writer. I'm like, Will, I think he might be going to school in New York, or he's just living
yeah.
his
He
best gay
was.
life. But they made it.
Good for him. He's going to them pride parades every month.
But yeah, no, dope overall. We have a new Unrivaled season starts today, and this includes new players as well as two new teams. Are you going to become a fan this year,
Mm,
this season?
I can say that I want to, but
It's really dope.
I know, and I'll like I love going to the Storm games. Those are really fun. I just don't have the capacity for. There's so many basketball games. I don't know how y'all fucking do it. Do you know how maxed out I am during football season? Like I have like this much personal time because I'm watching games all day Sunday. I'm watching games on Monday. I'm watching games Thursday. Basketball, y'all have even more fucking games. Y'all play like 80 games a season. I don't know how many Unrivaled play.
Unrivaled is not that many. I think it's like one or two a week tops.
Oh,
And
that's
it,
not bad.
yeah, no,
I could clock
it's
in. I could
yeah.
clock in on that.
And the games are fun. They're pretty quick. Like I said, it's 3-on-3, which is dope. And I like
Hmm.
that this year. So I didn't know how they were going to do it, but they're like they shuffled the teams essentially. I guess pretty much what they did. There's new players, or some players not playing due to injury or just not coming back, but they've got new players. Added those two new teams, like I said, and I guess pretty much if you made the playoffs last year, I think they let you protect two players on your team, so you got to keep two guaranteed. And if you didn't make the playoffs, they let you keep one. So they like shuffled the whole rosters and things like that, which makes it more fun too. So this year, my squad, I'm rolling with one of the new teams called the Breeze. It's a Breeze BC or something like that. So that's what I'm rolling with. So I'll let you examine these rosters later and pick your squad. So I'm gonna have to get a Breeze shirt because I had my Lunar Owl shirt last year, but they switched the squad. Skylar's still on there, but
Where do they play? Do they all have like individual like where do they play at? Just like
last year, I think they were all in Florida. They were like playing in Miami, I think, for pretty much all the games. But I think this year, I was just reading quickly before we started. That I didn't even know it was starting today. That they're doing a few games in Philadelphia too, or something random like that. But I think most of them take place in Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
where do they aired on to watch?
TNT, True TV,
Okay.
TBS, all that stuff.
I got me a little antenna in here, so I can
And
watch local TV.
all those teams play today too. Like the first day of the season, they're all playing. So there's 4 games today. But by the time we're done, they'll probably be over or something like that. But worth trying for real. And I think if you're not a huge basketball fan, it's a great
Yeah.
like basketball intro because it's a shorter season and things like
Yeah.
that. And it's a great thing to get you into it before the Comets come back and you have to become a full-time basketball fan. You'll be back. You'll be back in Houston by then. They're coming back in 2027. You'll be back.
I will be back. Maybe I'll tap in now, get ready to get my comic ship back. I have a Seattle Sonics shirt, which is
Storm or Sonics?
it's Sonics. It's an OG.
Dope.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
You won
But
in
yeah, the old OG teams are pretty sick. I know that everybody loved the comments.
it's the most successful Houston team of all time. Like, let's be
They
real.
like
Like
repeat and shit.
4 times, or they won 4 times in a row. Yeah.
All right. So from NFL playoffs, college football playoffs are now in semifinals. Has anything surprised you yet?
I mean, all the Texas teams and like the teams in that I-35 region, because Oklahoma too have gotten the brakes beat off them. Like A&M had a shitty showing, which made me happy. Oklahoma blew a lead and lost, made me happy. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like college football, I pay attention to UT. I don't really pay attention like the whole big picture scenario. I didn't know Texas Tech was that good this year, but then they got blown out and shut out in their game, so that was disappointing. So bad look for Texas teams in the playoffs, and I guess our little brother Oklahoma was a bad appearance for them too. But what I'm excited about, Ohio State lost last week. Georgia lost last week. Sorry, Grandma. Alabama lost last week. Got the shit kicked out of them.
Got their asses whooped.
But what's cool is it's gonna be like fresh blood as national championship or as a champion. We've got Oregon left, we got Indiana left, who came out of nowhere, got a new coach. It was either last year or 2 years ago. He's taking them to new heights. They're number one. They've got the Heisman winner, and then Miami's randomly in there. I don't like that because I feel like they got in over UT and they shouldn't have. But that's a different story for a different day. And then who'd I miss? I said Oregon, I think. So it's like four teams left that I don't mind seeing win. So I'm good with that.
I actually kind of like Oregon. I have no actual ties to the
Jerseys
team
are
or
dope.
anything. Their colors and the Ducks, very cool mascot, very cool. Apparently, they're a great team too.
Yeah.
Last year they played. I think it was last year, maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago. They played UW, and everybody up here. We went out to the bar, not even paying attention to college football, and like that game was on UW versus Oregon, and I was like actually kind of tapping into that, and I was like, damn, this shit is kind of going up, and the bar's going crazy, and like yeah, so it's a cool atmosphere. I just never had any ties to any college football teams because Texas State fucking sucked at football. So that's why I just never really
Hey,
had loyalty to any team.
y'all beat the brakes off Rice in whatever bowl game they had. I
I've
saw that.
actually been I've actually like turned on my notifications on my sports app for Texas State this season, and they've actually been winning some games.
No, they've gotten better over the years. The other team I forgot is Ole Miss, and like I feel like I like Indiana because they literally have been like shitty. Like they've been a basketball school for forever. So I think I want Indiana to win, even though they're the number one seed. So it's not like any upsets. But the fact that Lane Kiffin left, if Ole Miss manages to pull one out, and they're the one to beat Georgia, and
The
Georgia's
coach,
become like,
right?
huh?
The coach.
Yeah, and Georgia's become like the new Alabama to me, like the team I'm just the most sick of. Like I'm tired of them winning all the time. They keep beating UT. Like so, the fact that they beat them, I kind of want either Ole Miss or Indiana. But like I said, Oregon cool jerseys. I kind of want to move to Portland just so my kids go to the University of Oregon. That's just like
That's
an
so
added benefit.
that's so random.
Well, I want to go to Portland anyway, but that's an added incentive. So last question. I just opened the wrong thing in my phone. Bear with me.
You
Jill
fair.
Scott is dropping an album for the first time in over a decade. It's releasing on Valentine's Day. It will be titled "To Whom This May Concern." Will you be lending your ears?
One fucking thousand, 100,000%. What? Are you kidding me? That woman? Yeah, definitely locked in on that. Not only the anticipation for her, but it's just like new music, especially from like an older artist that hasn't really released shit. Like Mariah Carey dropped her new album, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna lock in on this one. But it's same thing. Wale, like all of these OGs, like y'all gotta pull up and show these young cats like what's going on. Like Jill Scott, bro, that's the neo soul, one of the neo soul queens. Like we're talking about a long walk, Jill Scott. I hope she brings that old feel back. I don't want her to come up in here with like some new contemporary type. Oh, I sampled Summer Walker for the like, bro. Do the OG shit. Don't what has just
You
happened? Did
raised
it
your hand. I don't know how you did it.
flip? Does it flip back?
I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah,
AI.
definitely gonna check it out. It drops Valentine's Day weekend. No better time than to fucking check out a Jill Scott album. Like I'm gonna be locked in on it for sure.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know really any of her music. The only reason I know "A Long Walk" is because one time I was listening to R&B music, and my friend was like, "You only listen to like radio R&B music." I'm like, "Sorry, I have white older parents. Like they weren't listening to this shit. I had to discover it all on my own. This has been a
Yeah,
self-discovery. It's like I've been on a mission by myself." But he like showed me "A Long Walk," and I know she's like randomly on a Jeezy song at some point, but I don't know a lot of Jill Scott. But you know what? You got me motivated now. I might go check that out. Might go
yeah.
do
She
that.
got she got that one. There's this one like Loki. I was like, Okay, Jill Scott, you a little nasty. It's called a Crown Royal on ice. Of course, I'm a whiskey drinker. Of course, there's Crown Royal in my fucking freezer right now. So I'm loving that one. What's in the living my life like it's
Oh
golden.
yeah,
That's
that's
her.
the other one. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
also like you've heard a couple of her shits every here and there. Like she got some bangers. So yeah, I'm hoping that she comes back with that old feel. They'll come up in here trying to do some Summer Walker SZA collab to try to get the new kids. Man, come back here with some Erica Badu on your shit, with some Janet Jackson type shit going, with some Floetry, Sade type vibes. Let's keep it fucking real. But yeah, I'm hoping that's what it's giving. Valentine's Day weekend, no better time to drop a fucking soul album. So it's definitely she's dropping it at the right time.
And that wraps up LLPNN. Not a single N. Feel free to check this out. Drops tomorrow, which is a Tuesday, and check out the segment show as well. Drops on a Thursday. I don't want to say stay fly. We need to come up with a sign off for a news segment. From
Okay.
Joey and Corinne, this is LLPNN. See you next week.